Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ECL Procast here at Sports Gamer GG. I am Tegan, it's King Lime Blair, and he is Brandon B. Major Bigsby. And we're going to see a first place reality check go against an 8th seed Hawaii Hockey here, Brandon, to start things off.
Yeah, happy to be here with you, Tegan, and this is going to be really exciting. Obviously, Reality Check were similar to last season, where the runner-ups here in the ECL Pro Division are back this season on a tear, playing a Hawaii hockey team that's been pretty solid getting out of the gate, but has slowed down a little bit after that hot start, and another would love to turn around against what's been probably the best team in the entire Pro Division so far in Reality Check.
Reality Check is on a bit of a tear here, Brendan. They are 13-0-1, obviously not losing a game in regulation and looking to extend that tonight.
Yeah, and the Reality Check is so interesting with them because I think they obviously were one of the favorites coming in, making it to the pro final. And you remember, Tegan, we called that versus Yep. They started that series out 2-0 up, so they were 2 wins away from not even being here, being in the elite division. But Yep found a way to come back and win, and not only that, Reality Check unfortunately were not able to win the relegation series either. So they're kind of coming back with a bit of a vengeance. I think they want to avoid that fate and rectify those losses from last season. And man, oh man, they have looked like a team on a mission so far. It has been wild to see the tear they've been on, almost kind of reminiscent of what you've seen from HRES in the regular season up in the elite division. So it's going to be fun to watch them play a Hawaii hockey team that's been pretty solid in their own right and is looking to make a playoff run of their own.
Yeah, both teams on the same side of the board, but first we'll have to check out the latest results from around the league here, Brandon. And as you see there, a couple of blowouts, but some tight games as well here.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you get here in the pro division is a little bit of everything. You'll get some of those high scoring games, but more times than not, you'll get a lot of close games as well. As you can see, a series like Nemesis and Hana HC 3-2 and 2-1. While on the other hand, you kind of see a few games like we saw with Morta IK and Pasilon 3-7 or 6-0 between Ghetto Fivers and Vasya Lakers. So it's kind of one of those things to where you will get that mixed bag of results. But man, when you get one of those matchups like the two we have today, it's so fun to watch because you never know what's going to happen in terms of the plays or the winning side, but you always know you're going to get a high brand of hockey. So going to be really entertaining to see how this shakes out.
Reality check, probably holding their controllers pretty tight there, Brandon, without having a regulation loss, being this deep into the ECL Pro season. As we'll pop over and take a look at the standings for group number one, which Reality Check are leading there, but Hawaii Hockey, Brandon, on the same side of the board.
And if you're interested in this, obviously some people put more stock in it than others as we are still a little bit earlier on into the season. But if the playoffs were to start today, this would be a playoff matchup, 1 versus 8. So Reality Check and Hawaii Hockey, they're kind of in a position to where they could very well play each other in the postseason, despite only playing once here in the regular season. And like we kind of mentioned, with Hawaii Hockey got off to a hot start. They actually won their first 5 games, but followed that up with losing 3 of their last 4 that they've played. So they've kind of been on a bit of a downslide, but what better way to kind of correct that than to take out what would, I think, in many people's eyes, be the top team in the pro division right now.
Couldn't agree more here, Brandon. The goals for and the goals against on both of these teams. It's very interesting to see Reality Check up there with 44 goals for, with only a measly 19 against, and Hawaii Hockey down there with a goal differential of a -3. Do you think that's going to play into how this goes tonight?
I think it very well could, and that just is because Reality Check kind of has that ability to control the game. They've had their fair share of close games, but they just always seem to find a way to do what they need to do. I'm kind of scanning through some of the results here. You see some where they win by a blowout fashion, 6-1, 5-1, etc. But there's been games where they've won it tight. They've won a lot of one-goal games, 2-3 in overtime, 4-3 in overtime, 4-3 in regulation, a 1-2 victory in regulation. So they've kind of shown that they can win by scoring a lot of goals, or they can win by relying on their defense and goaltending. And it's so hard to beat a team that isn't just reliant on one facet of their game, but they can kind of do whatever they need to do to get that winning result. So Hawaii Hockey gonna have to step up big and maybe try to get a little bit of momentum early to help their chances.
And later on, we're going to have a look at the group two as we get the two teams that we're going to see later on tonight here, Brandon.
Yeah, we'll be taking a look at Deadly Phantoms and Herlev Eagles later tonight, and that was Group 1 earlier we talked about, and this is a little bit different here in Group 2. You see Herlev Eagles on one side of the board, Deadly Phantoms on the other, so obviously both of these teams looking for points, especially Deadly Phantoms being in a really tight race and being competitive potentially for that number 1 spot, but from 2 to 7, there is a logjam. All of those teams are separated by about 1 point, so going to be a lot of fun to see what happens there as we get later into the broadcast.
It's even tighter all the way down to 11, Brandon. So Herlev Eagles only 2 or 3 points out of that very deep logjam that you pointed out that carries over all the way to the left side of the board.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to watch because Group 2, very, very deep. And this is kind of the group that who really knows what's going to happen. So we'll get to kind of cover this a little bit later. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially considering Herlev Eagles, a team that made the playoffs last season. So can't wait to cover that one with you.
So we'll touch on these two teams a little bit later here, Brandon. Like you said, we'll pop over to the team stats on the two teams that we have going head to head tonight, Hawaii Hockey and Reality Check.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that goals for and goals against, just the difference between these two teams. And Hawaii Hockey, a very formidable side. You see the record 7-4-1, and they got off to that hot start with the 5 straight wins and kind of have tailed off a little bit since then, 2-4-1. So it's going to be interesting if they can kind of right the ship a little bit. But I think what really stands out to me the most, Tegan, the power play, especially for Hawaii Hockey. 42.11%. Absolutely absurd numbers. Seeing them against a penalty kill in reality check that's been really just phenomenal all season and were phenomenal last season as well. That's going to be really fun to watch and could be something that maybe sways the way this game goes.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good matchup, Brandon. 86, almost 87% reality check on the PK for 42% on the power play. Normally, you'd look at that and say, hold on here. We're going to have a pretty heavy side for Hawaii Hockey, but not if that penalty kill actually acts up to what it can do for reality check. As we'll pop over to see who's playing for these respective teams. And why don't you take it away with the left-hand side for Hawaii Hockey?
Yeah, the Hawaii hockey lineup, a solid lineup with Ibata at center, Bertzi at left wing, Erickson having at right wing with him, and then the defenseman Yarrow and Maki Papi, maybe one of the more fun names to say in the pro division. And between the pipes and net for Hawaii Hockey, Sali Deli, all these guys so good, Tegan, and they're gonna have to face a really good reality check line up there on the other side, aren't they?
Yeah, really good reality check. It does not have a regulation loss. We're going to keep talking about that. As at center, we have Jesse. Left wing is Tunkelia. On right wing is Pursuti. Left D is going to be Mikax. Right D is going to be Kim Johan. And in goal, Finn Sere. And we've seen these guys before, Brandon, and we'll see them again. And they are a very, very good hockey team. So that left-hand side in Hawaii Hockey is going to have a force to be reckoned with, and it starts in the middle of the ice at center with Yibata going head to head against Jesse.
Yeah, and how many times do we see the center matchups really have that ability to impact games? And you kind of look at these two, and it's a lot different in terms of points, right? You see Jesse with 27, and you see Yabata with only 17. But the thing about it is that it kind of just goes to where the way that these two teams have been, the goals for difference kind of does show itself a little bit more right there because Yabata, he's a solid offensive player when he has the puck on the stick. He's able to score when needed to, but even more so, he's kind of able to be that playmaker for the wingers around him in Birdsey and Erickson. So it's going to be fun to see. And another thing that's interesting, those face-off percentages, 52.2% and 53.5, really close to even, only a 1% difference. So we kind of see at times where face-offs can be a big difference between a play going one way and a play going another. We saw that in our elite coverage yesterday. Could be something to keep an eye on, especially as we get down the stretch into some of these close games.
We'll have to watch that. Obviously, both these centers here, Brandon, not used to being on the losing side of the circle, but they're going to maybe rely on their wingers for a couple of wins on those tie-ups. It is going to be tough cooking in the center dots as we have Bertzi and Erickson for Hawaii Hockey and Tunkelia and Pursuti for Reality Check.
Yeah, and those wingers are going to be big for that reason, but not just for the reasons of tie-ups in the dot, Tegan, but also the ability to put the puck in the net. Obviously, both of these teams have had some success with their goaltending, and when you have a team or that you're like that you're facing, it's so big to be able to rely on your forwards, especially the wingers, to be able to put shots on net and give yourselves the best opportunities. And you kind of see that with reality check, especially 32 shots on net for Tukalia, well, 40 shots on net per Fursuti. These guys, when they have the puck on their stick, always a threat, and they're not afraid to rip it when they have that chance. It's going to be something to really look out for, and I think you say the same for Hawaii hockey with a goalie on the other end of Vincere. Putting the puck on that going to be so important. Capitalizing on those chances going to be important as well.
Heavier shots coming from Bertsy. We'll see if the defense adjusts for reality check going heavier on that side here, Brandon. As for Hawaii hockey, we are going to have Yaro and Maki Poppy against Mikax and Kim Johan.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting because there's a pretty big difference between these two defensive pairs. The defensive pair on your right for Reality Check and Mikax and Kim Johan, much more offensive. You see 15 points for Kim Johan, 21 for Mikax, while on the other side for Wahi Hockey, not so much. 8 points, yeah, for Maki Papi, and 6 for AG Yachty. So it's kind of one of those things to where, like we said earlier, you do kind of see the goals for each team affecting the stats a little bit. But in my opinion, I don't think it's the points that's going to matter the most for these two sides. It's going to be the defensive effort, those blocked shots, those hits, those turnovers that you cause. When you're playing a team that is, can really step up and play well offensively, especially for Hawaii hockey sense, it is so important to be able to rely on your defenseman to make the goalie's job a little bit easier, and even more so, not even really let reality check get going. We've seen this team play. They love to get that shot on net and to get pucks on net. If you don't let them get comfortable in the zone, you don't allow them to do that. So the defense is going to be so important. Could very well be what decides who wins and loses this thing.
Yeah, and watch on Hawaii hockey in the offensive zone and for those D to Ds and those shots coming on net. But I totally agree. I think it is going to be a defensive battle, and who better to start that off as the goaltenders for either side, as we have Solidelli and Fincere.
And this is going to be really fun to watch, especially from Vincere coming back last season, had a good season, and boy, oh boy, is he almost topping that here at the beginning of this season. 85.5 save percentage, a 1.36 goals against average, 3 shutouts to his name as well. And Tegan, I know you've mentioned it, but anytime you've yet to take a regulation loss, you're doing something right between the pipes. So Vincere going to be a huge part of this matchup. And I think Sunny Deli, you can say the same for him. He hasn't played as many games necessarily, just 6, but when he has gotten that opportunity, he's been solid. He's right at that 80 save percentage mark that we kind of like to say is that goal line or that marker that most goalies look to hit. And he has 2 shutouts to his name as well and 4 of the wins he's had. So this is a guy that's shown he can step up, make some big saves for his team. Going to be a much different monster, though, going against the reality check team. He's going to have to really bring his A game here today.
It is going to be a great head-to-head battle against these two teams. We're going to have Hawaii hockey looking to climb and reach reality check, but not if Fincere and reality check have anything to say about it, Brandon. And all of these players are just about fired up and ready to go. And what do you think it is going to be needed here from Hawaii hockey to kind of give reality check their first regulation loss?
I think the biggest thing is going to be denying them the space to get the shot on that. Something that we notice so much with reality check is it doesn't necessarily matter if it is a well set up shot, but they will go ahead and put that puck on net. They're not going to just wait around and wait for that clear cut opportunity. If they see that they have a little bit of a window open, more times than not, they're going to take that shot and just kind of get themselves in a position to maybe get that second chance or hope that the puck or bounces right, or even they'll take advantage of a goalie being a little bit out of position when they don't necessarily expect it. So I think the big thing for Hawaii hockey is denying them that space, denying them those opportunities, getting bodies in front of their goaltender, and really just not allowing reality check to get as many chances as they can. They're so dangerous when they're able to do that. We mentioned Yip Yavasko last season coming back from 2-0 down. The reason they were able to do that, they did not let reality check get in the zone and get those shots off. So it's going to be so important for Hawaii hockey not to let them get going on that end.
Jesse with 27 points for reality check the center. The puck usually moves through him. Do you think Hawaii hockey is going to put a little bit more pressure in the middle of the ice here, Brandon, as we almost are ready for game 1 and 2?
Think they very well could, but you have to remember Persudi and Tunkalia, both of those guys can really make you pay if you pay
Yeah.
more attention to one than the other. That's what's so fun about this reality check team. It does kind of center through one person in terms of the facilitation of the puck, but all of these guys in terms of spreading the love and getting those points pretty even. You kind of just look down the lineup. Tunkalia 26 points, Jesse 27, Persudi 23. You can even go back to the defense with Mecox and Kim Johan. Both of them are in double digit points. So it's kind of one of those things where you can maybe put that focus a little bit more on Jesse, but then you leave Tukalia a little bit more open. You leave Persudi a
Right.
little bit more open, or even if you just focus on the three forwards, you do have to consider the defensemen behind them that they will get involved in the offensive play. So it's so dangerous when you have to consider all five guys offensively. Hawaii Hockey might just have to do a trial by error kind of basis, just go in with a game plan, hope it works. And if one of these guys begin to get going and hit the takeover button, so to speak, then you maybe start to adjust to focusing a little bit more on them defensively.
Now we talk about the possession game in esports a lot here, Brandon, and with two centers only 1% away from each other, with Yibata coming in with 52%, Jesse coming in with 53%. That is going to be quite the battle in the dot, and one that's going to have a turning point on the game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you, Tegan. And how many times do you see goals go in from offensive zone faceoffs? Even if it's
Yep.
not off of that set play, it begins an opportunity for a team to work the puck around and give themselves chances in the offensive zone. So that offensive zone faceoff could be the difference between giving your team a chance to get something going and potentially getting a goal, or the team you're facing against going on the other way and doing the same thing. So it's one of those things where we see all the time. It can really control which way a possession goes. And when you have two high quality teams like this that know how to score, they have goalies that can make those big saves. It is so, so important to try to win those faceoffs and take as much possession as you can. Faceoffs are the beginning of that.
Faceoffs are the beginning of that, and we spoke about how good the defense are. If the puck gets back to them, a lot of passes, first primary assists come in from the defense on both sides here, Brandon. So that plays into it as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so interesting about it is because you kind of talk about those defenses a little bit, and we know that both of these defenses are solid, but it's interesting. Hawaii Hockey, they do have their hands full a little bit more just because of what we mentioned with how hot Reality Check have been offensively. You kind of
Yeah.
have to keep account for all five guys, which isn't the case for every single team, no matter the level. Some teams' play styles just center more around the three forwards, working things offensively, and the two defensemen just doing their job from the defensive end. But nevertheless, for Hawaii Hockey, all of these guys can contribute, and it really goes to show it's not just the assist from being that secondary assist. B Cox, for example, the left defenseman for Reality Check, 5 goals in 14 games. So he's scoring every third game. He has that ability to impact the game in that way. So, and that's just one example of that. But defensively, it's so, so important to not allow them to get things going and to get what they want. And makes it even more important to control that possession, like we talked about.
Yeah, Brandon, and here we go. The teams have matched. They are fired up in their lobbies, and I love this. Something you don't see very much in North America that you do see here in EU is checking out the builds of the other team before you get into the game. Why don't you talk a little bit about that and why players do that if everybody doesn't know?
Hey, a little bit of scouting, but every build is different for every player, and some players think there's kind of a bit of a meta. Others prefer to go to their specific play style, but it's so fun to look at these builds just because you kind of get to see what the player is thinking, what they're going for when they make them. As we mentioned, some kind of do have a meta build that they prefer to just to be specifically suited for the game that they play, or some just kind of hope to make a build based off of what they feel that their team needs, and you kind of get a look at that there, that playmaker build that is so common being used for that passing and that playmaking, but it can score a little bit too, especially when you have the right guy on the sticks using it. And speaking of being on the sticks, how about the Wilhelm E Hockey Tour, Tegan? This is going to be so, so fun. We're getting things underway with that. Everyone from the light division on down can sign up, and you don't even have to necessarily be in the ECL to sign up. A
Right.
€10,000 prize pool as well. So, so fun to see this going on. Threes, fours, twos. It's so interesting the work that we're doing at Sports Gamer GG. It's so, so fun to watch and be a part of, especially with a tournament like this.
There's nothing better and no more fun to be had here than at Sports Gamer GG. You don't have to be signed up, like Brandon said. Check out the Wilhelm E Hockey Tour. Twos, threes, fours, bring as many you'd like and join up and possibly get your hands on some pretty sweet cash. But we've got a game to get to as puck is dropped. Reality check against Hawaii Hockey. You see their respective lineups in the bottom left and right hand corner of your screen. As this is the ECL Pro, reality check has not lost a game in regulation, and they're going to start with the puck. It's Kim Johan. Gets that one over to Mikax. Pursuti back to Kim Johan. Reality check's going to work the puck out on the breakout. Mikax, good pass as he gets that to Tunkeli. Back to the D. Fired on in an early save by Sully Deli, and a good one at that, Brendan.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Hawaii Hockey is going to need from Stali Deli. Big saves just like that one. And how about reality check wasting no time getting on that attack like we talked about the way they like to do.
There's the offensive zone face-off that scores as Kim Johan with the 1D perk from the point.
And speaking of what we talked about, those defensemen getting active in the offensive play off of Tegan, what? A face-off play. That exactly right there is what we just talked about. And reality check showing a perfect example. A great face-off win there by Jesse over to Kim Johan, and he just absolutely ripped that one from the point. A great play there from reality check. Unfortunate there for Hawaii Hockey. Let that one up early in a quick 1-0 lead just like that 3 minutes in.
Brandon's hockey IQ is extremely high. You heard him talking about it in the pregame. He said those faceoffs are going to be most crucial when they're in the offensive zone, and Jesse wins one and gets a reality check on the board early. As Kim Johan goes D and up the left-hand side. Huge hit there as Tunkeli absolutely laid out, but here comes Jesse into the middle, and Kim Johan fires that one, and it hits Jesse in front, and it's held on by Solideli.
And boy, Solideli got his work cut out for him early. He got pretty much just full siege from the time this puck dropped, and all of a sudden reality check got that goal, and they're up 1-0 and another chance there. So their goaltending, we said, had to be solid. Solideli, despite being down early in this game, has been up to the task so far.
As that puck's in the neutral zone, it's going to be held on here by Hawaii Hockey as they try and get that one in, but turned over. And reality check works the puck up the right-hand side, picked off and carried out the other way. That one turned over once again in the defensive zone. Reality check is going to try and get that one out, ripped back around into the goal scorer, Kim Johan. Puck up the right-hand side to Pursuit. He poked off his stick by Jarl. And Jarl gets that one ahead to Erickson. Bumpy at the blue line there, trying to get an entry, but done by Hawaii Hockey. They try and move that one in front as Erickson, but it's turned over, and Kim Johan gets it up to Pursuti. We see a big hit and a delayed penalty, and only 2 fortunate enough for Hawaii Hockey.
Yeah, and that was a pretty big hit, and I think you kind of alluded to it, Tegan. Could have very well been a little bit more than 2 considering how that hit was laid on. But now this is going to be interesting. We talked about the power play for Hawaii Hockey and the penalty kill for reality check. Now we get the reverse. Reality check, a 31.03% power play, while Hawaii Hockey, a 75% penalty kill. So not these 2 teams' strengths, but 2 solid teams on the special teams nevertheless. So it should be interesting to see how this plays out.
Tunkelia starts things off in the left-hand corner, brings that one out to Pursuti, and a pass back to Mikax, and he scores. And we said be careful of these D-men as they are demons.
Yeah, and how about the set play there from reality check? Just a beautiful set cycle on the power play. Started with that offensive zone face-off on the left side, and just the way that they worked that through from top to bottom. Started down low, worked it back up, and they had the defenseman Mikax wide open, and boy, oh boy, did he capitalize on it, or what? His 6th goal of the season, tied now for the lead league in defenseman for scoring, and it puts reality check up 2-0 here early.
What a big goal. We said that you had to be careful of all 5 guys on the ice, and both these defensemen in Kim Johan and Mikax have made an impression to start this game off. Here's Pursuti on the right-hand side. Tried to force that one into the middle. It's taken away by Ibarra. And finally, Hawaii Hockey gets the puck in. Yarrow trying to move that one out front, but it's picked off there by Pursuti, and he carries that one out. Threw it over to the left-hand side to Tunkelia. Mikax down low. Good interception there by Hawaii Hockey, and they just dumped that one in, but good defense to start things off, and that starts with an icing from their own side of center.
Yeah, and you know, Tegan, obviously about 13 minutes now into this game, and it kind of feels like reality check. They've been the aggressors the entire time. It's not been often we've seen Hawaii Hockey get anything set up in the offensive zone. Reality check just not letting them to do so with their pressure.
Puck held in by Reality Check. Jesse gets it back to Kim Johan. He tries to spin around a player and does. Shifty little move as he's got the puck in the right-hand corner. Forced off of the puck there by Bertzi, and it's back out to the neutral zone. Reality Check just dumping that one in. No chase is given. They're just going to give a free puck up to Hawaii Hockey and let them break out. Here's Matsi Papi. Over to Yarrow. Bertzi brings the puck in for Hawaii Hockey, holding it on the forehand, taking his time. Over to Ibarra, who tried to go back to the point, but that one missed, and Yarrow's going to start again. Over to Matsi Papi. Matsi trying to dump that one in. He gets it to Erickson. Erickson on the left-hand side trying to force that puck out front, but good play by Pursuti, and he just gets that one all the way down the ice. But you're noticing Reality Check's defensive strategy there, Brandon, is just clog that middle.
Yeah, they're not letting anything on Fincere right now, just collapsing right in front of them. In Hawaii Hockey, you kind of see them. They're not really getting a lot of movement right now. I think they kind of want to get that puck as close to Fincere as they could and get things right through the middle. Reality Check not allowing it. They're going to have to adjust and maybe try to spread them out a little bit by cycling around.
Bertzi trying to put a shot on. That one's taken away by Tunkelia, who gets it up to Pursuti with speed. 3-on-2 here, but a good poke check by the defense of Hawaii Hockey. Jesse shoots that one on the wrong side of the net. Good pass into the middle, but it's blocked. And that one's cleared all the way down the ice. Not much time left. It's right on Fincere. And with 3 seconds left, I'd say that's a pretty good period here for Reality Check, Brandon.
Yeah, Tegan, I'd have to agree with you. Couldn't draw up a much better period for Reality Check. And how about both defensemen getting the scoring started? First, Kim Johan starting this game out, so you can see the goal right there on your screen. And then Mikox just a little later, just about 5 or 6 minutes later, getting the second goal to double that Reality Check lead. And Reality Check, just a dominant performance through the first 20 minutes, just showing why they are 13-0-1 and why they have been so dominant here in the Pro Division for really a couple of seasons now. And for Hawaii Hockey, I think you just kind of have to ask yourself, how can we break this thing open? They have a little bit of time on attack, most of that towards the end of that period, but the shots on net just not there due to that great collapse that Reality Check is showing. So Hawaii Hockey, if not a terrible period, but definitely a few things that they're going to want to improve on, especially being down by 2 already early in this game.
Yeah, Hawaii Hockey's game is being physical here, Brandon, and they really haven't been doing that. They have a total of 6 more hits on the season than Reality Check, and I think they need to start laying the body out and playing more of a rough and style hockey as we dive into period 2 here at Sports Gamer GG and the ECL Pro Division, our amazing sponsors, and Wilhelm, Kovalan Lakretsi, and ST Hockey as we get our respected lineups in the bottom left and right hand corner of your screen. Reality Check against Hawaii Hockey. Reality Check in dark jerseys, Hawaii Hockey in the light. As Pursuti trying to wrap that one around behind the net. He gets it back out front to Jesse. Poke checked off his stick. Kim Johan D-to-D again, Brandon. And that one this time is saved.
Plays like that are what we talked about, Tegan. They love getting that defense involved offensively.
But they come in, it's Hawaii Hockey. All goals coming from the defense. Is that one forced all the way through and in the back of the net?
Yeah, how about that there? Hawaii Hockey saying, hey, our defense can get in the play a little bit too, and that play cuts this lead down to 1. That's a big goal for Hawaii Hockey and exactly what they needed. The left defenseman in A.G. Yari getting this one to a 2-1 game, and man, we kind of talked about how they needed something to sway the momentum. Maybe that play could be it.
Just maybe that could be it, and great plays by the defense as we see a huge hit behind the net. That's going to be Ibarra that's down. And he was hit hard. Yarrow, the goal scorer, firing another one on. That one's blocked by Jesse. And the puck's brought out here by Reality Check. Pursuti. Dropped that one back to Tunkalian and it finds its way all the way to Solidelli.
Yeah, and that's a big save from Solidelli. And how about Hawaii Hockey starting to kind of push back a little bit there right off of that neutral zone faceoff? They went right back to work in the offensive zone as you get a look at the big hit there, potentially an injury, so something to look out for. But I think Reality Check, I think they're going to still have that same sense of urgency, getting things done on the offensive zone. 2 of their goals have started out with an offensive zone faceoff. Maybe another one here can get this back to a 2-0 game.
Puck is going to be brought out by the goal scorer here, but it's down to Bertzi puts that one on, and you're right, Brandon. Hawaii Hockey going right back to work here.
Yeah, they're wasting no time. You can just feel the sense of urgency that they've come out with here to begin the second period. They got that one goal early and were attacking from puck drop on, and they've continued that. They know the job isn't done. They got that one goal, and that's great, but they still need one more to tie it and two more to take the lead, and they are not letting up so far. Gonna have to respond for reality check.
Here's Kim Johan, brings it over the line. He's offside. And how about the defense in this hockey game, Brandon? We spoke about it briefly before the game, but they have been fantastic, putting all the goals on the board.
Yeah, it's been all defense. Mecox, Kim Johan, and Yarrow, the three goal scorers, and that's three of the four defensemen, as you mentioned. And not only have they left their mark on the goal scoring end, but both teams have had solid defense from their back end as well. So important when they are doing that, but it doesn't hurt when they're putting the puck in the net.
Jesse comes in with a wraparound. He gets a second chance and puts a 5 on Solidelli.
And they were sick of the defenseman play because Jesse puts that puck in the net on the wraparound, and kind of unfortunate play there is started out as a wraparound, kind of canceled out a little bit as an animation, and then all of a sudden there was nothing but an open play on the backhand there for Jesse to put the puck in the net. So Solidelli, not really much you can do about that there when you're expecting that wraparound animation, but Jesse not complaining, taking full advantage of it. Back to a 2-goal game we go, Tegan.
Here's Mecox up the ice. Finally, first goal from a forward there, Brandon. His pursuit, he gets that back to Kim Johan. And he takes an offensive zone penalty for him. So a good chance here for Hawaii Hockey to get back into the game.
Yeah, and they couldn't have come in much better of a time. Reality check getting that goal, kind of taking the momentum back after Hawaii Hockey started to push back a little bit. But here's the matchup we talked about coming in, Tegan. The Hawaii Hockey power play at 42% versus the 89% penalty kill, 86% penalty kill of Reality Check. Going to be fun to watch this one.
Here's Yarrow at the point. He puts that one down to Ibarra, who has that turned over. Jesse just fires that one down. And a good start to this penalty kill here for Reality Check. Here's Yarrow. Moves that one back. It's a dump and chase play down the right-hand side. Ibarra trying to go D to D as they love to get those passes over, and why not? They've been working, Brandon.
Yeah, you can't blame them. And Hawaii Hockey trying to get something going here a minute in. And I don't think they've had a shot on that so far in the power play. So that matchup we talked about, the Reality Check penalty kill, winning it so far through the first about a minute and 30 seconds here.
Face off in the neutral zone here. 35 seconds left on the power play here for Hawaii Hockey. That one's going to be won by Reality Check, and they just throw that one far and deep and trying to kill that off and get their gentleman back out of the box. Here's Eriksson. Eriksson brings that one over the line. Yarrow. Ibarra. D to D. Ibarra fires, and that one sails wide. Masi Papi. He shoots. That one's blocked. Bertzi with a shot in front, and another big save from Vincere. And then we see another offensive zone penalty, but for the other team.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Hawaii Hockey heard me talking about them not getting shots on net on the start of that power play, because, boy, they just started firing away after that offensive zone faceoff. But unfortunate to take that penalty there right when you start to generate a little bit of offensive momentum. Now you give Reality Check a chance to seize that. Not just that, but a chance to really increase this lead to 3, which can be dangerous with a team like this.
Yarrow, the goal scorer, the lone goal scorer for Hawaii Hockey. That one almost an Omaha play there, Brandon, but a good job by Mecox to get there. Here's Jesse over to Kim Johan. Kim Johan, Mecox over to Tunkelia. Good setup here for Reality Check as they put a shot on, and a great save by Solidelli.
Yeah, a really good setup like you mentioned there for Reality Check. I like that they put Jesse right in front of the net. Looked like he was maybe preparing for that tip. You kind of lose sight of that a little bit as a defense when you have the defensemen scoring the way they have been, but a nice little element there in that offensive play.
Little face-off play here for Reality Check, but it was failed. It's Jesse looking back. Doors loose in front of Solidelli. Holds on, and he had to be sharp on that one, Brandon.
Yeah, Jesse wants number 2 pretty bad. He set up in front for that tip, the possession before, and now he is just right in front of the net in the grit of that play. A nice job there from Solidelli staying sharp on what's a big penalty kill for his team. Possibly
another face-off play here for Reality Check. It is a tie-up. As that one gets put across, it's into the left-hand corner, and they set up. Here's Tunkelia. Tunkelia pursued. He looks for the pass across to Jesse, but it's turned over. And here goes Eriksson all alone. 4 Reality Check players chasing him down. As you could probably hear Kim Johan breathing. He was so close to him there, Brandon, as they were skating hard on the back check. Here comes
Great
Jesse.
job getting back, though.
Pursuit. He puts a shot on. There's Jesse again in the corner. Yarrow takes that away, and you're absolutely right, Brandon. The back check, the heart on these reality check players is not just all about offense for these guys, it's defense too. Puck in the neutral zone. Here's Mikak. Over to Kim Johan. Back to Mikak. He waits as Jesse was a step offside. They're going to try through Pursuti now. Lots of good puck movement in the neutral zone, what the EUs are known for. There's Tunkalia. Back to Kim Johan. Love the puck movement here as Kim Johan gets that one over to Mikaks. They try again. It doesn't work. They will just reset. No forces here for reality check. Kim Johan tries again. Goes up to Pursuti. It finds its way back to Kim Johan. Jesse, and they're in. Third time's a charm here, Brandon, as Jesse walks that through. Pursuti with the backhand. It's taken away in Hawaii hockey. Gets that one out to the neutral zone, but it's right back through for reality check. Jesse gets that back to the point. Mika looking backdoor. Pass isn't available. He takes it back to the corner to Jesse. Jesse tries to force one out. It doesn't get through. Jesse still with it in the left-hand side. Battling hard in the corner. Erickson coming over to try and help out, but Jesse gets it right back. Jesse, backdoor, it's loose off a skate and wide. Erickson with it. He's in the left-hand corners. It's been all gas, no brakes to close out the second period here at the ECL Pro.
Yeah, and I think Hawaii, they are happy. I was going to say Hawaii hockey, but I think they're happy to let the buzzer sound there at the end of that period because that was just a relentless attack from reality check to end that second period. I mean, you kind of saw what it started out with a pretty patient offensive breakout. You mentioned how they were so controlled, not forcing anything, just kind of letting things come to them. If the option wasn't there, they'd go back, reset, and get back at it again the next time. But it was one of those things that when they finally did break through, they were just all over Hawaii hockey there. Just play after play, chance after chance, quick passes, great movement of the puck. And it's so hard to beat a team like that, but even harder when you find yourselves in a hole trying to come back in the game. So Hawaii hockey now, they have 20 minutes. It's just a 2-goal game. There's a chance for them to get back into this one, but they're going to have to really try to find some ways to get that same type of attack themselves to get back into it.
So it's been defense heavy here with 3 of the 4 goals coming from the back end here, Brandon, as we start off period number 3 in the ECL Pro reality check going against Hawaii hockey. You'll see your respective lineups at the bottom right and left-hand corners of your screens. Reality check in black, and we have Hawaii hockey in the light-colored jerseys, and that's a close one for Fincere to hold on to, and he's been great.
Yeah, Fincere's been great. Maybe not a high volume of chances he's had to see, but when he has seen those chances, he's been all over him. Sharp so far from what's been a great goaltending season for him.
Jesse battling to win that draw, as we'll have to take a look at the face-offs after. We didn't talk on that much, and we spent quite a bit of time on that, Brandon. I'm curious to see what that is at. As Masi Papi brings that one ahead, I want to apologize to him for the name mix-up in the beginning. It is Masi Papi. As Kim Johan gets that one ahead to Jesse. Good entry by Jesse as he almost splits the D, but is poked into the corner. Gets that one back there. Erickson picks it off and gets it ahead to Bertzi. Hawaii hockey brings it in. Good passing here to get into the zone. They look back door. It's going to be poked away by Tunkalia, and he's off to the races. He's got Jesse with him. He spins, goes back to Mikak. Mikak takes that one down low. Wrap around attempt, failed. Kim Johan back to Tunkalia. He's hit hard on the right-hand side, and that's a good play for Hawaii hockey to get out of the zone as we're getting popped back as Tunkalia, our streamer, laying down, and a big goal from Erickson from high in the slot to make this a 1-goal game.
And how big is that for Hawaii hockey? Down by 2, reality check all over them at the end of that second period, and they do exactly what they did at the start of the second period. They get on the attack, get things going early, and it turns into a chance that Erickson capitalizes on. And now this is a completely different hockey game, Teague. Reality check had that little bit of buffer. Now Hawaii, they cut this lead in half, and they're right back into this thing with a lot of time left to go in the third period.
Big unassisted goal sneaking past Fincere. I'm sure he'd like that one back, Brandon. But Hawaii hockey's happy to make it a 1-goal game as here comes Jesse looking for a backdoor play, but puck couldn't get through. Bertzi with it. And the puck's moved out by Hawaii hockey. Carried in. Yarrow puts that one on. Puck intercepted by Jesse. He makes the safe pass over to Tunkalia. Tunkalia trying to bring that in. Intercepted. And right back onto the stick of Pursuti. He spins back to Jesse. Pursuti out front. Looking for Tunkalia. Couldn't find him. Mikax at the point. He walks the line, puts that one on. It's blocked, and Hawaii Hockey breaks the puck out. As they've had great movement here on the breakouts. They've only got 11 minutes to go to tie this one up, though, Brandon.
Yeah, 11 minutes to go, but I think that's why that last goal was so big for them. If you're down by 2 in this situation, you kind of start to press a little bit more, because once you reach that halfway mark of the third period, you kind of start to think about, hey, your time is dwindling down a little bit, but a 1-goal deficit, you just kind of have to play your game and continue to do what you've been doing that's gotten you to this point.
As we get another offside, 10:37 to go, and you're exactly right, Brandon. You just got to play your game, and I think Hawaii Hockey has stepped up and done that here.
Yeah, and not only have they stepped up and done that, but they've done it better. They struggled a little bit at certain points and haven't been able to play their game as well consistently throughout this game. A lot of that to do with how good reality check is played on the defensive end and turning that defense into great offense. But when Hawaii Hockey has been able to get that game going, when they've been able to establish the offensive zone, more times than not, they've been able to make good things happen out of it. They're going to hope to be able to do so 1 or 2 more times here as we get to the halfway point of the third.
Erickson puts that one on Saturday with the save, and faceoffs are now 14-10 for reality check here, Brandon, with Hawaii Hockey winning the last 3 draws. Jesse gets that one over to Pursuit. He passed across to Tunkalia, and I'm sure he wanted a better chance than that, as a nice, easy save for Sully Deli.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Sully Deli wants to see. It wasn't necessarily the best shot from Tunkalia. I think, like you said, wanted a better opportunity in what he got there, but nevertheless, a chance here in the offensive zone to maybe get another one.
Pursuit on the right-hand side, drops that one back to Kim Johan. He shoots an easy save for Sully Deli, but the rebound was tricky as Tunkalia put that one off the side of the net. And that one comes in offside once again.
You know, going back to what you mentioned with those face-off numbers, obviously we talked about that being a really big impact in this game, and I think it has been. You saw the first 2 goals for reality check coming right after face-off wins in the offensive zone, and Hawaii Hockey, they've kind of gotten this little bit of run going, and you mentioned 4 or 5 straight face-off wins up until that win right there just now for reality check. So we're kind of seeing how those face-off wins have turned into possessions that have turned into scoring opportunities for both the sides.
Puck cleared out by Hawaii Hockey, and it's kind of slowed down for them here, Brandon, as Mikax gets that one up the left-hand side, taken back by Mikax. He comes in, nice little play at the line, but Erickson takes it away. Bertzi taking their time here as Hawaii Hockey. They only have 5 minutes to go. Masi Papi. Good pass into the middle. He almost cut through, but great defense by reality check. Here's Erickson. Erickson behind the net. Goes over to Bertzi, back to the point to Yarrow. Yarrow tried to put that one on. It is going to be blocked. And those block shots, we kind of spoke about that, Brandon. Those block shots have been very crucial here as we get to the last 3 minutes. Puck comes in and it's offside, and reality check doesn't mind the slow game here.
Yeah, up by 1 and just a little bit under 3 minutes to go. Reality check, they don't have to score again, just have to keep Hawaii Hockey from scoring. It looks like they're going to get a timeout here from one of those 2 sides. I believe Hawaii Hockey is going to be the one calling that. But like you said, Tegan, reality check, they're fine playing that slow game. They don't have to score at all. If Hawaii Hockey doesn't put one on the board, the game's over, and they're the victors of it. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Hawaii Hockey gets a little bit more aggressive. You assume that they would here, and it's going to be even more interesting to see how reality check response to that. They've been so stout defensively so far in this game. If Facete's made some really good saves, they're going to have to really ramp that up here as Hawaii Hockey starts to apply a little more pressure.
As what a goal that was, Brandon, as we got to look at Erickson's goal. We'll touch on it here in a couple minutes, barring a goal from Hawaii Hockey as that one gets all the way down. But Erickson just stepped up high slot and let that one go.
Yeah, and I don't blame him in that situation. Just 14 minutes to go. You're down by 2. You have that opportunity. You want to take it if you have that space. He did there. You did a great job capitalizing.
Erickson takes it to the slot again, but Vincere, he was holding that glove side this time.
Yeah, maybe learning from the last one. Maybe he saw the replay himself there on that goal that he lit up. That was a great read, not getting out of position. If he does, Erickson had that space to get it on, then maybe get it past him.
There's Pursuti. Moves that one ahead to Mikax.
That was coconuts.
That one is going to be carried ahead. Bertzi over to Erickson. Erickson down low. Bertzi with it behind the net. Under a minute to go here. Hawaii Hockey needs one. They look for the wraparound. It's loose up front, and Vincere holds on. So we'll get another face-off in the offensive zone for Hawaii Hockey. They need one. They only have 45 seconds to do it as Kim Johan's going to work the puck out and gets it up to Jesse. What a slap play that is. Good defense there between Masi Papi and Diaro. That one's poked off by Reality Check. They try and get it into the zone. Good job there by Yarrow again. And Bertzi back to Yarrow. Good pass into the middle. Yarrow brings that puck in and pokes it down low. Erickson with 20 seconds to go. Puck shot off the backside of the net. Yarrow back to Masi Papi. Masi Papi puts that one on. It's loose in front and it pops loose and goes behind the net. Pursuti takes it out and no, look at this. It's going to be Jesse all alone. He comes in and he scores.
And Jesse putting the icing on the cake of this game, Tegan. And that one, unfortunately for Hawaii Hockey, just a product of the situation you're in. You're down late in the game. You're trying to just get something, trying to make something happen. You get a little bit more aggressive because of that. Unfortunately, everyone at the blue line just kind of pinched up, tried to get that puck and or not whiffed, but missed on nevertheless. Reality Check got past them, took advantage of the chance, and just nothing you could do right there if you're Solly Deli. A great win, however, though, for Reality Check to get this win.
As a big win for Reality Check, as that was the dagger there, Brandon, and a fantastic game by them, and it started out from the back end, didn't it?
Yeah, all of it from the back end. Our first 3 goals of this game were all from defensemen. Kim Johan started it out, then his defensive partner and Mecox made this 2-0, and then all of a sudden Hawaii Hockey started getting back into it with Yarrow's goal. But ever since then, the forwards said, hey now, enough about this defense talk. We're going to come in and score a few ourselves. And Reality Check just scored that one more, especially Jesse with his 2 goals to make this one a 4-2 win for them and continue their regulation undefeated season.
It stays undefeated in regulation, Brandon. Reality Check goes up to 29 points on the season, holding on to that first place, and well-deserved at this point, right from Finsere all the way to Jesse.
Yeah, and it just kind of shows you why they are where they are. They're the number 1 team in the pro division right now with 27 points. The closest one to them is Aho with 23 in Group 2, and after that it kind of trickles down a little bit. So Reality Check, we said they were arguably the best team in pro. We said they were arguably the favorites to win this division this year after losing in the finals last season. Games like this against quality teams that are in the playoffs show exactly why that is.
We'll get a look at a few of the replays here, Brandon, and there was some nice goals in this game.
Yeah, very nice. And you kind of mentioned the defenseman who got this party started, and it was with that first goal off that beautiful face-off play there to Kim Johan. Just amazing to see that work. And then the second goal just worked it down low, worked it down the middle, and then worked it up top. And that time it was Mecox that got the goal in, and then we weren't done with the defensive goal yet there. So again, Hawaii Hockey got one on their own with the defenseman kind of just pushing in the offensive play and making something happen. That was none other than Yarrow making that happen. But it was just so interesting to see how this game was back and forth, and it felt like we got a little bit of everything in terms of types of goals that were scored, didn't we?
We definitely did, as we started off from the back end, and then a couple of short sides, one going 5 holes. We see Jesse there in the wraparound, and this was the big goal there, as that was a snipe by Erickson, and then the dagger here basically shut it down there for Reality Check, guaranteed them the W, and they go to 14-0-1 on the season.
Yeah, like we said, just well-deserved in that game, because you have to remember Hawaii Hockey, like we said, they're a playoff team, but there were some moments where they were pushing back a little bit there. It didn't really matter the deficit that they had. They always seemed to just make it a little bit closer. They were down 2-0. They made it 2-1. They were down 3-1. They made it 3-2. They just seemed to always find a way to get that goal to make it close, but just couldn't find a way to get that goal to tie it up. And I think that goes a lot of credit to Reality Check's defense. They had a few chances. You remember that short-handed opportunity where Reality Check did an amazing job getting back on what would have been a breakaway. Didn't even let a shot get on their goaltender in Facete. That pass through the middle where Hawaii Hockey had a great breakout, got it to their centerman on a great opportunity in Yibata. And it was a great job defensively, not letting him turn that into a breakaway. Then obviously at the end, a few big saves from Vincete as well. So Hawaii Hockey, not a bad game, put themselves in a position to get back into it and tie it up. Just reality check, not letting it happen. They were determined to get this win. They deserve to get this win. A great result from them, but they're gonna have to do it one more time to get 4 out of 4 points.
That's exactly right, Brandon. We do have one more game between these two respective teams coming up. So can Hawaii Hockey take a stab at that first place team in reality check? We'll find out after a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, everybody, and what an amazing, amazing tournament that looks like. And if you want to be involved in an amazing tournament, you can, can't you, Brandon?
Yeah, that's right. The Wilhelm E Hockey Tour in the midst right now, and it's always so fun seeing these tournaments in sixes. But we can see tournaments of 2, 3, 3, and or 4 players right here. Tegan, 10,000 euros on the line between anyone from the ECL Elite Light Division on down. And not only that, but you don't even have to be signed up for the ECL if you want to participate in this event. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see this unfold. The final's going to be in a few weeks, and it's so interesting. But speaking of finals, we have a few teams here in our broadcast that are trying to make the finals here in this division, aren't we? And we might have 2 more here in the game after this.
Yeah, we do have the Phantoms and the Eagles coming up after we get through game number 2 here as we get underway. As reality check going against Hawaii Hockey. A little bit of a switch in the jerseys, and I gotta say, I'm a little fan of this lime green they got going over here at Hawaii Hockey.
Yeah, it's some nice uniforms, say the least, but the all-white jersey is a nice look for reality check. You don't see that often for most teams.
As you saw the respective lineups in bottom left and right-hand corner, what a great save that was. For Sunny, Delhi is coming up early with a big pad save. Jesse's going to work the puck out for reality check. He comes in the right-hand side. Saucer pass across, goes off a leg and wide. Here's Meecox at the point. Meecox drops that one down to Tunkelia. Pursuti behind the net. Pursuti gets that one back to Kim Johan. He opened the scoring and took a shot from the point. Sunny Delhi with a good save. Back to Kim Johan into the middle. Good passing, but great goaltending by Sunny Delhi as he followed the puck the whole way, Brandon.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that got maybe a little bit lost in game 1 was how well Sunny Delhi played in net for Hawaii Hockey. He had a few big saves when reality check was really pushing the issue and attacking on their end.
Here's Kim Johan. Turning the puck around in the defensive zone over to Meecox. Into the middle to Jesse. Good pass. Pursuti scores! What a passing play and a goal!
And that's just a beautiful play from reality check, and it shows you why they are one of the better offensive teams in the league. Just a great passing play there, as you mentioned, Tegan, from the defenseman right down the middle there to squeeze that pass through. So difficult to make that play work, and yet reality check found a way to do so. And yet again, they get the scoring started early and take this lead 5 minutes in.
What a gorgeous goal, Brandon, that was. You could give me a bucket of pucks, and I could never do that. That one comes in, Tunkelia with a great pass out in front of Pursuti, and he scores again.
Man, Pursuti wasting no time in this game, too. He didn't score at all in game 1, but looks like he's making up for lost time. A goal just a minute ago when he gets another off that set play to start down low. Just being in the right place at the right time. You never know when you're going to get your opportunity. You never know when that space is going to open up where a teammate can pass it to you. And Pursuti taking all types of advantage of it. A reality check siege right now in the last minute.
Here's Ibarra. Ibarra brings that one up. Bertzi. Back to Ibarra. Ibarra spins, looks out front for Bertzi. But he couldn't get it through. Matsi Papi. He dumps that one in. Good puck pick up by Bertzi into the middle. Erickson. Erickson still has it. He looks backdoor. Finseri's got to be sharp here. And a good job tracking the puck. And it slips over to the left-hand side. Kim Johan, Jesse up to Pursuti. Pursuti looking for that natural hat trick, but he couldn't get that one in. Masi Papi now, bringing the puck out here for Hawaii Hockey, into the middle of the Ibarra. Erickson stopping up at the line. They just chip and chase. Erickson gets his own chip and chase. Good play by him. That one's wrapped around to the point to Yarrow. Yarrow, the goal scorer who started things off for Hawaii Hockey, loses the puck at the point, but Masi Papi, his partner, they're in good puck support to hold on. And after those 2 goals, it's like Hawaii Hockey is kind of sparked here, Brandon.
Yeah, and I think they really needed to. And you have a team kind of punch like that, like Reality Check did. You have to find a way to respond and get something going for yourselves. Hawaii Hockey trying to make that happen here.
What a cut play from Meacox over to Toon Kalia, but stuffed at the door by Sonny Denny, and he makes another great save off Kim Johan from the point. As maybe it just took a couple of goals for Hawaii Hockey to wake up here, Brandon, because they are playing on fire right now.
Yeah, sometimes it's all it takes. You kind of have to respond to adversity a little bit, and we've seen Hawaii Hockey do that before. They did it in game one, where they were down 2-0 early, trying to find a way to get themselves back in the discipline like they did that game.
There's Erickson throwing that puck out front. Kim Johan, what a great pickup out front. And he gets that one clear for Reality Check. Kim Johan trying to sauce that one across to his partner, can't get it through, and Hawaii Hockey has really stepped on the gas. Yarrow with the point, he puts that one on, looking for a tip, it goes wide. Matsi Papi kicks that one back to the point, intercepted. Here goes Jesse. He was on fire last game for Reality Check, and here he comes down the left-hand side. Tries to walk that one out, he's stuck. And here's Ibarra. Over to Yarrow, good pass up to Bertzi. Bertzi looks for Harrison, it's intercepted by Jesse, and down the left-hand side is Toon Kalia. Along the hash marks, looking for the wraparound play with Jesse, but he can't put that one on. He gets it right back, though, but poked off his stick is an offensive zone penalty by Jesse behind the goal line with a minute to go in the first period.
This is big for Hawaii Hockey to maybe take advantage of this and cut the deficit into one going in to the second period. And not only that, but they're going to have a little bit more time on this power play afterwards as well. Under 2 minutes to go, a 2-minute power play. So a chance maybe to get one early, but at the very least, you get to continue this thing going into the second.
Face off here in the defensive zone for Reality Check. They start the PK as we get a little D to D from Hawaii Hockey, hoping that one goes on, but it sailed wide. Here's Masi. Masi Papi gets that one over to Yarrow. Yarrow back over to his partner, Masi Papi walks right into the middle, looks for a pass into the middle. Interesting strategy there, Brandon. Instead of letting that one rip, trying to put a quick pass into the middle, possibly looking for a left or right-hand side as that one gets dumped down. Pass out front, not quick enough as that one intercepted there by Pursuti, and that'll take us to the intermission.
Yeah, and Hawaii Hockey tried to kind of push back there at the end of that period, as you mentioned a few times, Tegan, but it was all Reality Check to start this first period out. 2 quick goals in less than a minute span by Pursuti to get them this 2-0 lead, and it just goes to show you Reality Check so good at just taking that momentum to start out and riding that out. Hawaii Hockey just gonna have to try to find a way to respond, because boy oh boy have Reality Check put themselves in a great position, and it's all about just opportunities. 9 shots on net for Reality Check, 0 in the first period for Hawaii Hockey so far.
And there we see the gorgeous passing play on that first goal there, Brandon, and then the second one was off a great save, and what a back skating pass to get that one through.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful play, and that's the thing with Reality Check, a common theme with those 2 goals where both came from beautiful passes over to Pursuti. You don't get that chance if the puck is not exactly put where it needs to be. Both of those pucks were on that instance, and Reality Check got 2 goals, and Pursuti taking advantage of it as he also typically does.
Tie up in the middle, Ibarra over to Erickson. Meacox intercepts that one, and the puck's going to be taken right back by Yarrow. You see your respective lineups. Reality Check it. Here comes Ibarra. Ibarra comes in and he hits the post as Fincere was not even there. As that would have been a great power play goal. As Jesse over to Pursuti and a save at the other end by Solideli. Erickson gets that one ahead to Bertzi. Numbers here. Bertzi comes through and he can't get around the defender as the 2-on-1 wasted for Hawaii Hockey. As Brandon, what a close play there, and a 2-on-1 and a breakaway. Hawaii Hockey looking to get back into this one. As Ibarra back to Masi. Masi Papi turns that one over. Pursuti gets that one. Bank pass over to Toon Kalia. Back to Jesse. Give and go is close play, as it's more like Reality Checker trying to do these very nice passing plays, and Hawaii Hockey just trying to get that puck on net here, Brendan.
Yeah, and I think they saw that stat that we mentioned, those 9 shots to nothing, and Hawaii Hockey kind of came in and said, okay, we've got to try to get the puck on net and give ourselves some opportunities, while Reality Check just continue to do what they're done.
As Bertzi gets a chance, and a great glove save by Vincere as that one heads wide. Jesse gets that one up to Pursuti. Over to Meacox. Meacock drops that one for Tunkelia, but he's poke checked off by Erickson to Bertzi. Great job by Kim Johan here for Reality Check. He got the scoring started last game for Reality Check and looking to move in here. He can't get around the last defender, but picked up by Bertzi. Back to Kim Johan, looking for Bertzi for the give and go play there, Brandon. And Reality Check is really cooking up like a couple of chefs there in the offensive zone. Puck moved out to the neutral zone here for Hawaii Hockey. Ibarra. Back to Masi Papi, who dumps that one in. Great dump play as Hawaii Hockey gets chased, but both their players stopped up, and that's going to give an odd man rush here for Reality Check. 4-on-3. Here's Meacox, who came in. He caught me speechless as I thought that was going to be one of the most gorgeous passes I've ever seen, Brandon, but the play is offside.
Yeah, and how many gorgeous passes have we seen from Reality Check today? So I wouldn't blame you if you were maybe anticipating one more on that play. But like I was kind of mentioning, Hawaii Hockey, I think they just want to try to put that puck on net as much as they can. They saw that shotless first period that they had, and being down 2-0, they have to put the puck on net and give themselves as many opportunities as they can.
As Yaro tried to throw that one on, as pucks came from the back end of plenty last game, as Jesse drops that one over to Meacox. Good poke check by Erickson for Hawaii Hockey. He spins, saucers into the middle, but Meacox comes back and grabs it. Jesse, good little pass over to Pursuit. He had to stop to collect it, though, here for Reality Check, and they get bumped trying to enter the zone. It's going to be taken out the other way. Matsi Papi, over to Ibarra. Ibarra, what a pass to Erickson. Bertzi, what a goal by Hawaii Hockey as they connect with a tic-tac-toe.
Hawaii Hockey saying we can have a pretty play of passes as well, and they did so right there. You said it, Tegan, and it all started from that pass over the point, taking the hit and getting that pass off accurately over to Erickson, and he just fed it right over beautifully to his fellow forward partner. Just a great play. It's exactly what Hawaii Hockey needed to get back into this game, and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal deficit. In Reality Check, they'd have to try to find something back again themselves.
2-1 hockey game. It's a pretty split image of what happened last game, Brandon, where Hawaii Hockey came back, made it a 1-goal game, but it was Reality Check that dug deep in that one. We'll see what the outcome is here. Ibarra tries to make a pass over to the left-hand side. Nobody home. And Kim Johan. Back over to me, guys. What a play by Erickson. He's all alone. He fires Finsere. What a save all alone. As that one's fired on again, and remember that one here. If Reality Check comes out with a W. Ibarra back to Matsi Papi. He puts that off a body and wand. And Brandon, I'm sure you've got something to say about that.
Oh boy, Hawaii Hockey really pushing, but Finsere with an amazing save once again for this Reality Check team. Those big saves can be so huge. It can be the difference between a win and a loss, an overtime or a regulation win, and we know Reality Check have had plenty of those this season. Finsere, if they win this game, that save might be a big reason as to why.
First period going to Reality Check. Second period, Brandon, I'd say going to Hawaii Hockey.
Yeah, I really have to agree with you. They look like a completely different team this 20 minutes than they did in the last 20 minutes, just pushing the issue, giving themselves chances, and maybe having Reality Check a little bit more on their heels than they have been used to so far this season. You never know what can happen when you get that one goal. You get a little bit of momentum. The second goal, however, has been the big kind of issue so far for Hawaii Hockey. They've been able to get it within reach, but they haven't been able to get this game back to a tie game in game 1 or game 2 so far. Can they get that second goal and make this a tie game, or is Reality Check again going to find a way to get that lead double deficit?
2-minute warning here in the second period, Brandon, with the faceoffs going 7-5 here for Hawaii Hockey. So the Hawaii Hockey doing a very good job in the dot compared to last game where Reality Check took it to them as Jesse gets that one ahead. It finds its way to Pursuti. Pursuti for Reality Check, spins, puts it out front. Good play by Sully Deddy to drop that one for his defender. Yaro trying to drop that one down low. He's taken away by Kim Johan, and that one's stripped, but it doesn't matter, Brandon. That's going to be the end of the second period, and a good one at that for Hawaii Hockey. They just need to keep building.
Two great teams entertaining us in the early window of games, Tegan. We had a great game 1. It's been a great game 2 through the first 40 minutes. And we kind of talked about Hawaii Hockey and how they've been pushing back. And it's going to be really interesting to see the stats here. Remember, 9 shots to nothing in the first period for Hawaii Hockey, well, I think it's safe to say that they definitely have evened those numbers out with the way they played in that second period. As you get another look there at that great save there by Finsete, the second big save he made. Remember, there was a missed breakaway earlier in this game for Hawaii Hockey. You combine that with the save that Finsete made a few minutes ago, this could very well be a 3-2 game in favor of the team in the blue and green.
Here's the big save by Finsete as he robbed Eriksson, but how about that passing play? I'm excited to get a look at that at the end of the game, Brandon, as we're going to dive right into period number 3. Reality check against Hawaii Hockey here at Sports Gamer GG at the ECL Pro. We want to thank our amazing sponsors in Kovalan Lakritsi, ST Hockey, and Wilhelm. As we get started here, your respective lineups in the bottom left and right hand corner of your screen. As it's going to be Hawaii Hockey needing a goal to even this one up. They got one in the second period. Can they do it here? As Mikax drops that one back into the corner, back over to Kim Johan. Kim Johan, good, smart play, but Yarrow with a 200 IQ defensive play getting on top of that one. Masi Papi moves that one ahead. Huge hit at Pursuti. Lays out Yarrow. He's going to be injured on that one, Brandon. Watch for him to be a bit slower on that right-hand side. They're going to take advantage of it as Pursuti comes in. Tried to bring it in on the backhand, but he fired that one off the back of the net. Pursuti still battling. Gets it out front. That shot off the side of the net. Again, it slips wide. Jesse looking back to Kim Johan, but how about Pursuti? And reality check, Brandon, taking advantage of Yarrow's speed on the right-hand side, noticing he's injured. That's the game within the game, we say. That one gets fired, and it's saved by Sully Deli, steered to the right-hand corner. Yarrow, Masi Papi. That one finally gets ahead to Eriksson for Hawaii Hockey. Eriksson, nice move, trying to drop that one out to the middle, but it's going to be Jesse who takes it away. Tunkelia dropping that one back to his defense for reality check, letting them work the puck out. Probably a smart play as what passing by reality check, but the dump is intercepted by Yarrow. Yarrow's pass is going to be taken away. Tunkelia just resets that with 12 minutes to go here in the third period. Here's Pursuti. Between the legs, pass to Jesse, getting nifty out there. But both of these teams not able to find the right colored jerseys with their passes for the last 3 minutes here, Brandon.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers, but some great defensive play from both of these two sides. And I think the big thing is the reality check. Obviously, they don't want to turn the puck over. It gives Hawaii Hockey that chance, and they've had a few already in this game, but they don't mind seeing their defense play this well, especially when Finsete is based on the saves he's made.
Yes, he tries to fire that one on. It's going to be held on there by Sully Deli, and we'll get a face-off in the offensive zone for reality check. 9:16 to go here, Brandon.
Yeah, and Hawaii Hockey kind of getting to that point now where they're going to have to push the issue even more. Don't have to get overly aggressive yet. You still have some time, and you're only down by 1, so you don't want to get overly aggressive and make a mistake. We kind of saw that at the end of game 1 where they got a little overly aggressive, and it turned into a goal for reality check to put the icing on the cake. So you want to avoid that, but for Hawaii Hockey, you kind of ramp up that sense of urgency a little bit as the time continues to dwindle down.
Puck sent all the way down. That one is going to be icing here, Brandon, and not good for the momentum here for Hawaii Hockey.
Yeah, things just slowing down, and that definitely benefits reality check being up by 1 and the time being their friend in this situation. Now, remember we mentioned the faceoffs. It's been close in that faceoff battle, 9-9 if I'm correct. Now a big chance there on the offensive zone for reality check.
Here's Eriksson coming down the left-hand boards, looking for a saucer pass across. It's taken away by Jesse. Bumped right off, and Eriksson laid out hard in the middle of the ice by Tunkelia with a huge open ice hit.
Yeah, and that's a big hit right there. You talked about the physicality maybe being a factor for these two teams in this game. Pretty even in the number of hits. Only 6 hits separate these two sides. That's a big example of it right there.
Here's Kim Johan. Gets that up the right-hand side. Pursuti into the middle to Jesse. He comes through with speed. Just dumps that one down. And here goes Eriksson. Looking for a pass at the right-hand side. Pursuti, great interception as that one was a long one through the middle ice. Pursuti, spin passes. Gets that one onto the stick to Tunkelia behind the net. Trying to thread the needle, he does. Gets it to Jesse. Out back is what a sneaky pass that was. Yarrow with a great defensive play, but Jesse picks it right back up and goes to the corner. Jesse to Tunkelia, back to the point of Mikax. Good puck movement here by reality check. It pops out off a block to Kim Johan. And Pursuti into the middle to Jesse. Jesse can hold on to that puck, and good defense by Hawaii Hockey, but they don't have much time here to get it into the offensive zone. Trap heavy here for Reality Check, and they do a good job just putting a wall across that blue line here. Erickson passes over the right hand side. Nobody home, unfortunately, and Pursuti drops that to Kelia. Jesse back to Pursuti. Pursuti looking for a reset. He's bumped off the puck by Yarrow. Good job by Ibarra bringing that in, but he's offside.
Yeah, and Hawaii Hockey now with 117 to go, they have no choice but to really push the issue to get back into this one. They're only a goal down, as we mentioned, but kind of a similar situation to what we saw in the last game where Reality Check just not letting them get anything going. Just great defense by them. They're going to have to keep it up here for the next 60 seconds.
Pursuti trying to bring that one out to the neutral zone. He gets it out, and with 1 minute to go here in game number 2, Reality Check trying to keep their undefeated in regulation streak alive. Puck in the left-hand corner. Toon Kelly just trying to clear this one out. It's going to be fought hard for. Hawaii Hockey just rings it around to the right-hand side. It's chopped all the way back to the left. Here's Meecox. Clears that one up. The left-hand boards. It goes through some bodies. Icing will be called. Good hustle there by Hawaii Hockey, and they'll probably take the timeout.
Yeah, that was very close there. And you mentioned it, Tegan. It was all the hustle. You know what they say, letter of the law. If you get to it right at that face-off circle first, they will give you the benefit of the doubt. And that is what happened for Hawaii Hockey right there. And the offense for this period for them has really slowed down. Just 3 shots overall in the game. All of them were in that second period. So Reality Check, we mentioned the defense for them really stepping up in this third. An example of that right there. No shots so far in this third. Gonna have to change that to get back into this.
Yeah, not much time to go, is there, Brandon? No shots in the third, only 30 seconds left. There's a great defensive period here by Reality Check in the ECL Pro Division as they are looking to extend to a 15-0-1 team. Face-off is won. Jesse gets that back to Meecax at the left-hand boards. Up to Pursuti. Pursuti with speed. He's all alone. Pursuti scores with a left-handed high shot to get the hat trick. And that is a natural one.
And Pursuti, the lone goal scorer in this game for Reality Check, he started the run to get them here. He caps it off and closes the door on Hawaii Hockey very well so on that breakaway. And unfortunately there for Hawaii Hockey, very similar to game 1, just a product of the situation they're in. Had to get a little bit more aggressive to find the tying answer. It let up a little bit defensively because of that due to that situation. And Pursuti taking advantage of it on that breakaway to increase their lead to 2.
And a great game nonetheless by Hawaii Hockey. Their goaltender and everybody was fantastic, but just not enough for this Reality Check team as they're oh so strong. As Jesse behind the net to Pursuti. That one's fired on. Ibarra clears that one off a body all the way down the ice. Icing is going to be waved, fired on, and that does it here, Brandon. Reality Check still undefeated, staying in first place. They're going to be 15-0-1 so far in the season.
And well-deserved, Tegan. So well-deserved from Reality Check. It wasn't easy in this game. Really wasn't easy in either game, but you combine some of the defensive efforts from these guys. Only 3 shots total allowed in this game by Hawaii, or to Hawaii Hockey, excuse me. Where it's going to be hard sometimes. And then you add in just some of the opportunities that Vincente stopped on the back end. The big breakaway save that he had. The breakaway that they had Hawaii Hockey did that just didn't get on net. So there were a few opportunities for Hawaii Hockey, but Reality Check didn't let them get many of those opportunities. When they did get them, more times than not, they found a way to make a defensive play.
Yeah, in 2 very different games, Brandon, as we saw a lot of movement from the back end in game 1, but this time it was just going to be the lone Pursuti getting the natural hat trick here. All goals from the forwards in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of those goals, you have to remember, were in about a minute span. 14 minutes in, all of a sudden Reality Check was up 2-0 because Pursuti went in, scored, took the offensive faceoff, and scored again just seconds afterwards. So Reality Check, their work was done in about a 45-second span, and all on the stick of Pursuti, and just really fitting that he was the one to be able to cap it off and close the door on this Hawaii Hockey team with that breakaway there late in the third.
As what a pass that was by Hawaii Hockey, but it just wasn't enough as we see the final goal from Pursuti, and it is going to be Reality Check taking the night series 2-0 in a sweep, Brandon, and well-deserved as we see the shots there. for Reality Check, and they are just dominant here in the ECL Pro Division right now.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a team better in the pro division than Reality Check is right now, and it's really hard to debate against that. Like you said, Tegan, 15-0-1. They've yet to lose, and when you have as many wins as the last team in the playoffs right now has points, you're doing something right. And Reality Check doing a lot right now from top to bottom. The offense has been amazing. It's been very persistent in the way that they have been on the attack. The defense has shown up when they've had to. And you add in a great goaltender in Fincette, making those big saves when you need him to. It's just so hard to beat a team that's complete like that and plays at that level as consistently as Reality Check have. A well-deserved result for them. And you can see why they are where they are, Tegan. We might just have a favorite here in the pro division with the way they're playing right now.
We might just have a favorite, Brandon. Is Fincere looking confident as ever back there in between the pipes for this team, and they're just leading their way out with scoring from the defense. They are a force to be reckoned with, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's what makes them so dangerous is that it's one thing when a team has three fours that can score. It's another when a team has five skaters that can contribute to scoring because the defense has just been so vital to this Reality Check team all season. We talked about it in the open how if you're Hawaii Hockey, you can't focus on just one of those forwards because they do get their defensemen involved so much. You saw Kim Johan get the scoring started in game one and it was followed up by a goal from Meacock. So it's one of those things to where you don't just have to consider the three fours that do well as it is. You have to keep in mind the defensemen back there as well, because not only will they put the puck on net, but they will give it to their teammates and get them in a prime scoring opportunity. That's how the first goal in game two went in as well from Pursuti. So it just goes to show you how good Reality Check is on the offensive end, how each guy contributes so much to that offensive attack. It's so hard to play against, so hard to keep up with, let alone be a great effort from Hawaii Hockey, but just not enough with the way Reality Check was playing.
And we'll see what contributed in the latest result here, Brandon, is teams have been playing around the league here and with dropping 4 points from Hawaii Hockey. That could be tough in the standings.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. And like we said, Hawaii Hockey, they were in that eighth spot. That is the last playoff spot in Group 1. So a team like Gifu Hockey, who is right behind them, they had a chance to maybe steal some points, but did not have the chance to be able to. Lost both games against Hana HC, so you can see 5-2 and 3-2. So Hawaii Hockey, not necessarily the result they wanted, but as things stand as of now, it looks like they do keep that eighth spot to be in that last playoff spot as things stand.
Well, that was a great matchup. Reality Check doing a fantastic job. Taking away 2 Ws there. The next games that we are going to have are the Deadly Phantoms going against the Herlev Eagles. And we will be right back after a word from our sponsors and a quick break.